What's happening, America? Big news today for America's team. Hi, I am the Sports Judge, and welcome to the channel. Dak Prescott got paid. Wow. No more talking about it now because the Cowboys and Dak have agreed to a record-breaking 4-year, $240 million contract extension. Dak makes NFL history, becoming the highest paid player ever. They just paid CeeDee Lamb and got him out of the way. And now you got Dak Prescott leading the way, and now the face of your franchise. I'm hearing a lot of people on podcasts and shows try to put into perspective why he deserves every dollar of his contract. I do think that's when the negative criticism kind of comes in, because I do think that as much as it's appropriate and understandable, last season was arguably one of the best years of his career. And that was coming off a season that ended embarrassingly. The blown loss in the playoffs, and they got absolutely embarrassed. But there's obviously a lot of hope invested in Dak. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, willingly opened his wallet to pay his quarterback $60 million a year. I just had a gut feeling. I just had a feeling, and it turned out to be true. This is what Jerry Jones does. He caves and eventually gives his players what they want. Dak asked for $60 million, and Jerry Jones paid him just that. I think the thing is that Jones felt obligated to pay him because he had to get the Dak Prescott deal done. So Dak got paid, and the Cowboys got, their quarterback, and they handled the Browns on the road. The first $60 million player in NFL history, the highest paid quarterback based on annual year basis. Dak $60 million, Joe Burrow $55, Jordan Love $55, Trevor Lawrence $55, Tua Tagovailoa is at 53.1, Jared Goff is at 53, Justin Herbert is at 52.5, Lamar Jackson is at 52, Jalen Hurts is at 51. Dak became the first $60 million man. That's stupid money for a quarterback who has only won one playoff game in his career. Hey, listen, the Cowboys looked good today. I know it's only one game, but from what I saw, this looked like a team that can get into the playoffs and go on this run. If Dakota Prescott can turn a switch on in the playoffs and shine when it matters, then maybe I can say the Cowboys are getting their money's worth. On Sunday, they looked like the real deal. I sound like a Cowboys fan saying this could be their year. I said that last year, and they got embarrassed in the playoffs after that devastating loss to the Green Bay Packers. I got to see more from the Cowboys. We all know what Dak can do in the regular season. We all know about how good he can be. Time to show up, though. You got paid. Now the pressure is on you. This is not a 4-year relationship. This is a marriage. It's a lifetime commitment. I don't know that I've ever seen an owner that overpays his players the way Jerry Jones does. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. This is definitely an overpay. And I like Dak Prescott, but I don't think he's done much of anything to earn $60 million a year. It's outrageous for a guy who is not even top 5 in the league at his position. He can't win playoff games. Open win certainly shifts the conversation. The win against the Browns today, I've said this last season, he can win against teams that's not very good. They punked them and bullied the mediocre teams. The playoffs is where you want him the most, where you need him to be that $60 million quarterback. If I see my quarterback can't follow up what he does in the regular season, I'm not sure I want to pay him, because Dak never looks the way he looked today when the postseason comes. I just don't think you're going to win a playoff game when you invest in a quarterback who has shown enough times that he's not built for playoff games. What I think is here now is this feeling that Dak and this core of really good players that he has around him have the chance to open the window and go back to the playoffs and advance further than previous years. Every single year at this time, we're talking about playoff hopes. We're talking about how far can they go. That's every single year. Can this team be a Super Bowl contender? I think, and I always say this, I think this team will go as far as Dak takes them. They're in that Super Bowl conversation. It feels like they're on this escalator to get there, but Dak has to get over the playoff hurdle. It's the Cowboys, and that alone brings that different level of anticipation. This is the Cowboys essentially have told you since day one that Dak is their guy. That's what they're telling us with this contract extension. The Dak contract extension is a good indicator that the Cowboys are invested in him and believe they can go to the Super Bowl with him as the quarterback. That's what it tells me. I think Dak is an interesting guy. When you look at his production, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the game. But obviously, when the playoffs come, he never performs in the big playoff games. So my initial thought was that this is bad for the Cowboys. I think there are people still realizing, man, this guy can only get it done in the regular season, but when they need you to be at your best, you let everybody down, because in big time games, you don't stand up and live up to the standards they set. I can't embrace his small acts. I can't. I've done that long enough. I'm always struck by him because he comes up big in regular season games, but come up small in big moments. This reminds me of the Dodgers every October. I'm going to use the Dodgers. I'll use them since I'm a Dodger fan. The postseason gets here and they disappear in October. Their ace, the star pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, can never get it done in October. That's Dak Prescott. He can never complete anything because he folds like a cheap tent in the playoffs. Win you enough games to get to the playoffs, but disappears when it really counts. It's amazing to me because it's the same thing every year. Every year it's the same movie. And we can predict that Dak is going to commit a stupid mistake and the game is over. He always makes boneheaded decisions. Never fails with him. That's what happens. One play can change everything. To be recognized as some others and make a critical mistake in a big game in which you can't recover, I'm not sure if he's worth $60 million a year. It's hard to say he's earned that kind of money when he is 2-5 in playoff games as a starting quarterback. But you just made him a quarterback who was miserable in 3 straight playoff games, the highest paid player in NFL history anyway. So there you have it. When you look at everything Jerry Jones has done, that's really what he's about, making sure his guys get paid, even if you think they're undeserving, and even if you think it's a terrible contract. But Dak was that guy to help with the transformation with that organization, and now he's going to be there for the rest of his career. And if the Cowboys can win a Super Bowl, then nobody would be complaining that this is an overpay. That it's the worst contract in sports history and all that stuff. Now, now that Dak is taken care of, they need him to perform in the playoffs. I think we kind of knew that Jerry at some point would eventually cave and give him everything he wants. And Jerry Jones did just that. He gave him the 60 million like he demanded. And now the Dallas Cowboys are stuck with Dak Prescott through the good, through the bad, through the ugly. And now it's up to Dak Prescott to deliver the goods for the Dallas Cowboys, because man, let me tell you, he got paid. He got paid as if he's the best quarterback of all time. So now he better show up and he better play like he is a $60 million quarterback. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. I'm out of here now. I'm checking out for the night. Thanks for watching, and thanks for keeping up with the content. Really, really appreciate you guys. Much love. I'm completely grateful. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk very soon. I'm getting out of here now. Catch you guys next time. Thanks again. Have a good night.